Hey guys, Sun here. I'm a privacy and security researcher and you're watching the Privacy Guides. Today's episode is about creativity and how we need to eliminate as much friction as possible from the creative process to actually get some work done. And to that effect, I created a new open source project called Tube Manager that is designed to make publishing stuff to YouTube and PeerTube as effortless as possible. So I am going to showcase that in a second. But before, I have another little announcement that makes me very happy. On sunknutson.com, there are now no trackers. Let me explain what was happening here. I had a tracker from Lickstats, which is my own company, and it is privacy conscious, but I didn't need it, so I decided to get it out of the way. And I was also using Sentry.io for bug reporting. And the way Sentry works is it did capture the IP address by default of users and sent that to their servers. And on their servers, it was possible to scrub IPs, so to not store them in their database. But I didn't like the idea that if ever an edge case was reached, you got your IPs were perhaps sent to a third party. So what I did is very similar to what I did for YouTube and GitHub images that have been proxied. I'm now proxying bug reports that are sent to Sentry, and the only IP that they will see is the IP of the server. So yeah, super cool milestone achieved. No trackers anymore. Completely sovereign way of hosting, and this is hosted at 1984 in Iceland. So that aside, back to creativity. I'm at 50 episodes now, and I want to start by saying thanks to you guys for being part of this journey. The relationship that we're developing is honestly, it blows my mind. It's way beyond what I could have expected. I'm developing friendships all over the world. I've met other people who really care about privacy. I've met other developers that are building stuff for privacy. I mean, you guys have been so generous with feedback, with input. I mean, I have shivers. It's an amazing journey. And that has led me to create, about 50 videos right now. And that is, I never thought I would get to 50 episodes. That's super cool. Now, it's not 50 episodes of the Privacy Guides. It includes the behind the scenes and other things. But yeah, on YouTube, I have 50 videos. And managing those videos has become more and more overwhelming. See, if I want to change a naming conventions, say I don't like the way titles are done, say I don't like the way descriptions are done, and I want to change those things on all of the videos. Well, 50 times 2, because YouTube and PeerTube, that's 100 manual operations. Say I want to change something that has an impact on other things. So for instance, if we look at why Firefox is the best browser for privacy, well, this episode had a little glitch. And one of you guys reported it. Thanks so much for that. There's a little thing, a little setting that wasn't, configured properly. But the episode has over 50,000 views, and it is creating a lot of awareness for privacy as it's driving people into the Privacy Guides community. So I wanted a way to let you guys know and future viewers know that there's something to look at in the description. But in order to do this, I needed to have room in the titles, and most titles I have are pretty damn long, so I needed to shorten all titles of all episodes. And if that's not enough, if we look here, we can see that, and actually this is a new layout, which is, I find, way, way more organized, more on that later, but essentially a lot of suggested videos have titles as well. So this title of this Firefox episode actually appears in the description of a bunch of other videos, probably 10 other videos. So changing 50 titles that are linked through associated or suggested videos about 2 times average, that means 150 operations on YouTube and the same on PeerTube. Man, that's a lot of work. And that's actually why, if we look at, well, I'm not sure, for you guys who are watching this on PeerTube, you may have noticed that suggested episodes actually had YouTube links. And the reason for that is it was just too much work to be there. I mean, I had to upload it here, change it there, import it to PeerTube, change that, put a PeerTube specific link, find what it is. You see, that is friction. That was slowing down the creative process, and it kind of drove me nuts, especially now that I wanted to make room for this C change log where I can have timestamp clickable things to let you guys know that something has been made better. So in order to solve all of this, I decided to jump into the rabbit hole and figure out how the YouTube API and the PeerTube API works. And I put together a project that is called Tube Manager. Tube Manager is a command line interface tool for power users that allow us to interact with YouTube and PeerTube programmatically. So initially, it uses a special function that is called initialize to import all of the YouTube videos into a large JSON file that can then be manipulated using all those things that we love about code editors. So if, for instance, we look at why email is shitty for privacy, this is this episode here. If we look at the description, this is also referenced in another episode. So what if I want to add something to this title? Well, before I would have had to connect to YouTube Studio and do something there, and then connect to PeerTube and do something there, and then take the updated title, find associated episodes, or suggested episodes, I should have said, and then change that there as well. So as you can imagine, I would probably end up not doing this because it's just too much work. Alternative was to jump into the rabbit hole for a few dozen hours and come up with Tube Manager. So let's demo this. So if here I want to say C change log, and then I add something to the footnotes. Actually, I won't do this as this is just an example, but say we do a bunch of things here. I save the file, and then I want those changes to be sent to YouTube and to PeerTube and to all videos that are suggested that have that title. Man, as you can imagine, that's a lot of work. Alternative here is using Tube Manager once configured properly. And let me see. Oh, this actually here, just showing off a few commands. This one here will actually pull statistics. So we're now at 3,430 subscribers, which by the way, blows my mind. Thanks so much for being part of the adventure. Okay, let's have a look. So this command here, as we can see, this here is the video ID. So I'm putting the video ID here. If I press enter, like magic, it has published the change to YouTube, PeerTube, and it found suggested videos that are referenced here. Actually this, yeah. And then, yeah, and it says done. So if I reload the page here, we'll see that the title now has C changelog. And if we go on PeerTube, it doesn't, but if I reload, it has that change as well. And if that's not enough, this is also referenced in the following episode. So if I have a look at this episode here, and I look at the description here, boom, it changed this as well. So actually, let me revert this just to show how easy it is. Reverted, boom, publishing to all those platforms and to suggested videos that reference this one. And if I reload, this here should be gone. Yeah, it's gone here. And if I look at this here, it's gone there. And if I look at, and if I look at this, it's gone as well. So this is really magic. This is so empowering for content creators. And the other thing that it does, among others, this is not like a demo of the full feature set, but another thing it does is all suggested episodes. As you see, this is a YouTube link, and now on PeerTube, and I am so happy about this, it's now a PeerTube link. So people that want to go through the rabbit hole and explore from one episode to another can do it in a platform, in the platform that they choose. Perhaps it's YouTube, perhaps it's PeerTube. For me now as a creator, I get to focus on creating content for you guys and establishing this relationship, not dealing with those human operations that are prone to human error and that, quite frankly, are pretty demotivating. So yeah, again, thanks so much for being part of the adventure. I am so happy to be back to regular programming with this Tube Manager thing that is like steroids for content creators. I'll see you soon with normal videos about privacy. I have so much to share. So yeah, see you soon. Bye.